morning students, myself Mridula from Springfield Public School. Today we are going to discuss our last chapter, chapter 8, that is issue of debentures. The next chapter, issue redemption of debentures, that is already deleted from your syllabus according to CBSE norms. Issue of debentures is just like same chapter just as we have discussed issue of shares. Okay, तो सबसे पहले इसका मीनिंग and its features that we are going to discuss. The meaning. Debentures means the written acknowledgement of the debt that the company issued just under the common seal. Under its common seal means it is a type of loan that the company has taken from the public in the form of debentures, but it is a written acknowledgement in the form of debt that has taken. So the certificates they are being issued by the company to the debenture holders, that is a proof in their hands. So these debentures are issued at a prefixed rate of interest. तो उसके अंदर इंटरेस्ट का रेट क्या होता है, पहले से स्पेसिफिक होता है. तो इन सच वे, तो दैट इज अ रिटन एक्नॉलेजमेंट ऑफ दैट. सम फीचर्स आर देयर taken by the company, and that I have already told you okay, under the common seal of the company, that is affixed upon that. And further, it is a contract for the repayment of principal sum at a specific rate. Contract means already contract under the seal that the company is going to make the payment of the principal amount along with interest at a specific date. Means for example, debentures can be issued for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and after that the company has to make the payment along with interest to the debenture holders. And generally interest is given, you can say half yearly in a year, 2 times, or sometimes it is mentioned in the prospectus what are the terms and conditions. And after that, the specific rate of interest, this is also the main feature. The debentures are always issued at a specific rate of interest, that is called the coupon rate. And then after that, they are secured by having the charge on the assets of the company. It means in case the company is unable to make the payment to the debenture holders regarding interest or the main amount, principal amount, then in that case, the debenture holders, they can sue the company, and the company has to make the payment to them in every situation. Otherwise, they can just the assets on which they are having charge, that can be sold off, and they have to make the company has to make the payment to them. After the features, there is one topic, bond. So bond means debenture or bond. There is just one difference. Okay, these are also, you can say traditionally it was issued by the, you can say, government, but now these debentures are also issued by the other companies also. But the main difference is there, okay, debentures are always issued at prefixed rate of interest, but bonds are not issued like this. Means the fixed rate of interest is not mentioned. They are generally issued at a discounted price, and when the debentures at a specific, you can say at a discounted price, and when the maturity date is there. So the difference between at the price at which they were issued and the market price at that time, okay, at which they are, that the debentures are be their value at that time, bonds their value is at that time, that the difference is called the rate of interest that is spread over that period. तो bonds में और उसमें सिर्फ इतना ही difference है. After that, there are few, you can say, types of the debentures. The first one is secured and unsecured debentures. Secured debentures means they are called, they are having charge on the assets of the company. So in case the company is unable to make the payment, then the assets on which they are having charge, they can be sold, and then further the payment can be made to the debenture holders. And unsecured debentures, they are not having any charge on the assets, they are called naked debentures. In India, hardly such type of debentures exist. And after that, registered or bearer debenture. Registered debentures are those debentures which are already, their names, address, and further information is written in the register of the company, that is called register of the debenture holders. So they are having the total number of debentures, just like how many debentures they are being, you can say, okay, issued by the company to each and every, you can say, debenture holder. So every information is there. And after that, registered bearer debentures. Bearer debentures होते हैं, they can be merely transfer to any person तो किसी को भी ट्रांसफर भी करे जा सकते हैं. एंड द पर्सन हु इज हैविंग द कूपन रेट, तो दैट यू कैन से इंटरेस्ट इज अवेलेबल टू दैट पर्सन, टू दैट डिबेंचर होल्डर. तो उसी को वो डिबेंचर्स के ऊपर इंटरेस्ट मिल जाता है. दोज हु आर हैविंग एट अ स्पेसिफिक, द नेम ऑफ द बैंक इज ऑल्सो गिवन, तो फ्रॉम देयर दे कैन कलेक्ट देयर इंटरेस्ट. एंड आफ्टर दैट redeemable or irredeemable. Redeemable debentures are those debentures which can be redeemed after a fixed period of time. कि उनका maturity period fixed होता है कि they can be issued for 5 years, 6 years, after that the payment is made. And irredeemable होते हैं those debentures which can be just, they can't be redeemed during the lifetime of the company. Means their money is permanently blocked or they are being taken by the company as the company goes forever. तो उसी को हम तब तक उनकी मनी भी उसके अंदर क्या रहेगी, that can be invested in that. उसके बाद आगे convertible debentures. Convertible debentures are those debentures which can be given option that after a certain period of time, such debentures can be converted into equity shares. So those are called convertible debentures. So these are the types. After the types, there is one question also, the difference between share and debenture. So do read that question also. And then after that, the issue of debenture, what will be the procedure? I have already told you the issue of procedure or the procedure of debentures. That is already same as we have discussed in shares. So shares में as the company issue prospectus, same here, and the application money is received, then it is transferred to further debentures account that is open. So such same entries are there. I have written the procedure or the entries also. The very first point on receipt of application money, जब कंपनी के पास एप्लीकेशन के पैसे आए, तो there we use bank account debit to share application. Here we use the bank account debit to, suppose ये 10% I have written कि whatever interest rate will be given in the question that you are going to write down. तो this is the coupon rate, this is the interest rate. तो हम इसमें डिबेंचर कैपिटल वर्ड नहीं यूज करेंगे. तुम्हारी एंट्री क्या बनी, बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू 10% डिबेंचर एप्लीकेशन अकाउंट. एंड आफ्टर दैट such money is just transferred to debenture account. तो एक नया अकाउंट ओपन करा डिबेंचर्स, तो अब हमारी सेकंड एंट्री 10% डिबेंचर एप्लीकेशन अकाउंट डेबिट टू 10% डिबेंचर्स अकाउंट. नेक्स्ट when allotment becomes due, so here also here I want to tell you one more thing. Okay, in as we have discussed in oversubscription of shares, here the same case also applies. In case the debentures are oversubscribed, in that case that money is adjusted in allotment, or if the company is not giving them any debentures, that money is to be returned. तो same entry will be passed here in the second entry. जब उसकी treatment हम यहाँ पर application में करेंगे, तो here we'll write down to debenture allotment to bank. उसके बाद allotment due करी हमने, तो हमारी entry 10% debenture allotment account debit to 10% debentures account, and when that money is received, then our entry bank account debit to 10% debenture allotment. And after that, when the call becomes due, if the one call is there, if the final call is there, same entry, debenture first call or final call to debentures, and then on receiving the money, bank account debit to debenture call. So these are the same entries. I hope these entries are clear to you. Do read this topic nicely, thoroughly, and after that, we'll start with the practical questions also. Thank you. Have a nice day. If any query, do call.